Scaloni prepared for war, Messi made it a coronation. It is very difficult to say that we will win the World Cup again, because it is very difficult. Those were Lionel Scaloni's words before this tournament began. Careful, cautious, calculated. A coach who remembered Saudi Arabia. A coach who praised his opponent's manager as his former mentor. A coach who promised his players would leave their lives on the pitch. And then Lionel Messi walked onto the field in Kansas City and made every word of that preparation irrelevant. 3 goals, 17 minutes, 60th minute, 76th minute, a long-range screamer, a tap-in, a curling finish into the bottom corner, the first hat trick of his World Cup career, 16 tournament goals equaling Miroslav Klose's all-time record. The oldest player to score multiple goals in a World Cup match, surpassing Roger Mila. 24 total World Cup goal contributions, passing Pelé, 112,000 people in Kansas City on their feet, and a standing ovation from 69,000 fans when he was substituted, including thousands wearing Algerian green who understood they had just witnessed something that transcends rivalry. Scaloni prepared for war. Messi turned it into a coronation. But here is what makes this night extraordinary beyond the statistics, and this is the part the press room told us 3 days ago. Scaloni spent his entire pre-match strategy building a psychological fortress against complacency. He referenced Saudi Arabia. He praised Petkovic. He called the task very difficult. He lowered expectations. He raised emotional commitment. Every word was designed to prevent the kind of arrogance that destroyed Argentina in Qatar 4 years ago. And for the first 15 minutes in Kansas City, the fortress was needed. Argentina started nervously. In the 5th minute, Messi thought he had scored. A classic Argentina counterattack, a ball finding the net, Kansas City erupting. But Lautaro Martinez had strayed offside in the build-up. The goal was chalked off. And for a moment, the Saudi Arabia ghost flickered in the stadium lights. Minutes later, Algeria nearly made Argentina pay. Fares Chaibi came off the left wing and slipped the ball past Emiliano Martinez at the near post. The Algerian fans exploded. For 60 seconds, the upset was alive. Then VAR intervened. Offside. Both teams had goals disallowed inside the opening 10 minutes. The psychological turbulence that Scaloni had feared was happening in real time. And then Messi decided that enough was enough. 17th minute. He received the ball 30 yards from goal. He looked up. He struck it with the precision of a man who has scored more goals than almost anyone in the history of football. The ball flew into the net. Argentina 1, Algeria 0. And the entire mood of the stadium shifted from anxiety to inevitability. That is the difference between Messi and every other player at this World Cup. Other attackers change matches. Messi changes atmospheres. In one strike from 30 yards, he took the Saudi Arabia ghost and vaporized it. He took Scaloni's careful press room preparation and made it a footnote. He took 69,000 people and turned them from spectators into witnesses. Now here is the detail that makes this night feel like football writing its own screenplay. 20 years ago to the day, a 17-year-old Lionel Messi made his World Cup debut for Argentina against Serbia and Montenegro. He scored in that match too. 20 years later, at 38, he is standing on the same stage at the same tournament in his 6th World Cup, doing things that no one in the history of the competition has done before. 6 World Cups. No man has ever appeared at that many. 16 goals. Level with Klose at the summit of the all-time scoring chart. 24 goal contributions. More than Pelé. More than Maradona. More than anyone who has ever played in this tournament. And then there was the man standing in the Algerian goal, Luca Zidane, the son of Zinedine Zidane, the man who will take over from Deschamps as France's next coach. His son wearing the #1 shirt for Algeria, facing Messi on the biggest stage in football. Football does not write stories this perfectly by accident. Messi's second goal came on the hour mark, a tap in after a defensive error, clinical, cold. The work of a man who has scored so many goals that even the simple ones carry the weight of history. Argentina 2, Algeria 0. His third was the masterpiece, 76th minute. A curling effort from the edge of the area that bent into the bottom corner with the kind of accuracy that makes goalkeepers look helpless even when they guess correctly. 3-0. Hat-trick complete, Klose's record equaled. and Messi walked away from the celebration with the calm expression of someone who expected nothing less. Scaloni's post-match reaction said everything. At a loss for words about Leo, what can I say? A coach who had built an entire psychological strategy around controlling expectations, protecting his players from pressure, engineering humility, reduced to speechlessness by the man wearing number 10. Now let us decode what this means through the lens of the press room narrative. Scaloni's pre-match strategy was correct. The Saudi Arabia reference was necessary. The praise for Petkovic was genuine, the emotional commitment was real. Everything he said in the press room was the right preparation for a World Cup opener against an underdog. But Messi reminded everyone of something that no press conference can account for. That sometimes the greatest player in the history of the sport simply decides that tonight is his night. And when Messi makes that decision at a World Cup, no tactical system, no psychological preparation, no amount of coaching can stop what happens next. Compare this to what we have seen at this tournament so far. Spain could not break down Cape Verde. Belgium could not hold Egypt. Uruguay could not beat Saudi Arabia. France survived Senegal but needed a halftime transformation to do it. 4 favorites, 4 struggles. Argentina, Messi scored a hat trick and was substituted to a standing ovation. The defending champions did not struggle. They coronated, and the message to the rest of the tournament is terrifying. Scaloni has a team that can win ugly when it needs to. We know this from Qatar 2022 when they recovered from the Saudi Arabia disaster. But Scaloni also has Messi, and Messi at 38 in what is almost certainly his final World Cup is not diminished. He is distilled, pure. Every touch carries the weight of a man who knows this is the last time. One more goal, and Messi stands alone as the greatest scorer in World Cup history. One more assist, and he breaks Maradona's all-time World Cup assist record. Both of those records could fall in the next match. History is not approaching. History is here. If you have been following press room wars through this World Cup, you know the pattern. We decode the press conference, we predict the psychology, and then the football either confirms or contradicts the narrative. Tonight, Scaloni's press room strategy was perfect, but Messi made it irrelevant. Sometimes the greatest player alive does not need a plan B. He is the plan. Subscribe for every major match decoded. Next, England versus Croatia. Tuchel says England play with joy, not fear. Modric prepares for his last World Cup. After what Messi did tonight at 38, the question for Modric at 40 is simple: can he answer? That video drops tomorrow.